Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Miss.
How are you guys today?
We are fine, thank you. How about you,
We are
Miss?
fine, thank you. How about you, Miss?
I'm doing great too. Thank you for asking. I hope all of us are healthy, happy, and ready to learn today. Before we begin our lesson, let's pray together according to our own beliefs. Berdoa dimulai. Berdoa selesai. Okay, thank you. Before we start, please make sure your microphone is mute unless you are speaking and keep your camera on so we can interact better during the lesson. So, can everyone hear my voice clearly?
Yes,
Yes, yes.
Miss.
Yes, Miss.
Oke, sekarang saya akan share screen materi hari ini. Is it visible?
Yes, Miss. It is
Yes,
visible.
Miss.
Great. Please pay attention to the screen because today we will learn something very useful that we often use when meeting new people. Before I tell you today's topic, let's play a simple guessing game. I like you to look at the pictures on the screen. We Here we have books, music, a bicycle, and a doctor's Nelly with its stethoscope. Take a look carefully. Can anyone guess what the person in these photos looks like? Who would like to answer?
Maybe she likes reading books, Miss.
Excellent, Marcia. Yes, that's one clue. What else?
Maybe she likes listening to music, Miss.
Very good, Matia. You are right. Any other ideas?
Um, Maybe she likes riding a bicycle.
Exactly. Good job, Tasha. Now, what about the last picture?
Maybe she wants to become a doctor in the future.
Excellent answer, Diva. Now, if we put all of those clues together, we know this person's hobbies, their interests, and even their dreams. So, what are we actually talking about? Can anyone guess today's lesson?
Uh, is it self-introduction, Miss?
That's absolutely right, Avias. Excellent. Today's topic is introducing myself. Today, we are going to learn how to introduce ourselves confidently and politely in English. By the end of this lesson, I hope all of you will be able to introduce yourself naturally when meeting someone for the first time. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Have you ever introduced yourself in English before? Raise your hand if you have.
Saya Miss, when I join my English course, Miss.
Very good. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Mutia?
I introduce myself when I meet my online classmates.
Excellent. That is another good example. So we are usually introduce ourselves when we meet someone for the first time. Now, here's another question. What information do you usually give when introducing yourself? Anyone?
Her name, Miss.
Correct. What else?
Our age.
Very good. Yes, we usually tell our name, age, hobbies, where we live, and many other personal details. Today, we will learn how to organize that information into a natural conversation. Now, before we begin the lesson, let's take a look at today's learning objectives. By the end of today's lesson, you are expected to introduce yourself confidently, use appropriate expressions, share personal information clearly, and communicate politely with others. These skills are very useful because introducing yourself is often the first step in making new friends, joining a new class, or participating in different activities. So I hope everyone will actively participate in today's lesson. Don't worry if you make mistakes. Making mistakes is part of learning, and I'm here to help you improve. So are you ready to learn?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's
Yes,
move on to
miss.
our first material. Please pay attention to the next slide. Now, let's begin with the first question. What is self-introduction? Does anyone know the answer? Who would like to try?
Self-introduction is introducing ourselves to other people, miss.
Excellent, Abias. That's correct. A self-introduction means introducing ourselves by sharing personal information with someone in a brief, clear, and polite manner. The ability to introduce oneself is a fundamental communication skill essential for building interactions when we join a new school, take an English course, enter a competition, or even meet new friends, and boosting self-confidence in using English. Now, I like to ask another question. Why do you think self-introduction is important?
Because we can get to know each other, Miss.
Very good. Self-introduction helps us start a conversation and build a good first impression. So it also helps other people know who we are. So introducing ourselves is one of the most important communication skills. Can anyone think of another situation where you might introduce yourself?
Maybe during an interview, Miss.
Excellent. That's very good example. So remember, self-introduction is useful not only at school, but also in everyday life. Now let's see what information we usually include when introducing ourselves. Look at the screen. The first one is name. For example, my name is Putri. Easy, right? What comes next?
Age, miss.
Correct. For example, I am 21 years old. Selanjutnya adalah where we live or where our hometown is. For example, I live in Bekasi. Lalu ada our hobbies. For example, my hobbies are reading novels and playing volleyball. Selanjutnya ada favorite subject. Contohnya, my favorite subject is English. And the last one is our dream. Contohnya, my dream is to become a teacher. So, when introducing ourselves, we don't have to mention everything all the time, but these are the most common pieces of information that people usually share. Now, let's learn some useful expressions. This expression can help you introduce yourself politely and confidently and sound more natural. Let's look at the first one. Hello everyone. We usually use this expression to greet our audience before introducing ourselves. After greeting, we can say, "Let me introduce your introduce myself." This expression tells other people that we are going to share information about ourselves. Then we continue by saying, "My name is blah blah blah," to tell our name. Next, I am blah 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 years old. This expression is used to tell our age. After that, we can say I live in to tell where we live. We can also share our hobbies by saying my hobbies are or I like. Both expressions are correct, but they have slightly different patterns. For example, my hobbies are reading and singing, or I like reading and singing. Next, my favorite subject is. That is to tell our favorite subject at school. Then my dream is to become is used to express our future goal or ambition. And finally, after our introduction, we can politely conclude by saying thank you for listening. Oke, sekarang Miss mau tanya, why do you think it's important to use this expression when introducing ourselves?
Because they make our introduction more polite.
Excellent, Diva. You are absolutely right. Using these expressions help us organize our ideas and make our self-introduction sound more natural and polite. Now, let's imagine you are meeting someone for the first time. Will you say, "My name is Kimi," or "favorite subject is English"? Which one sounds better?
My name is Kimi, Miss.
Exactly, because we should use complete and clear sentences when introducing ourselves. That's why these expressions are very useful. All right, now that we have learned the useful expressions, let's continue to the language features that support them. Please look at the next slide. Now let's move on to the language features. Language features are the language elements we use to make our self-introduction clear and correct. The first one is simple present tense. We use it to talk about facts or information that is generally true. For example, I live in Bekasi. I like reading novels. This sentence describes facts about ourselves. The second one is personal pronouns. Can anyone tell me what pronouns we usually when introducing ourselves?
I miss.
Excellent. Yes, because we are talking about ourselves, we usually use I and my. For example, I am student, my favorite subject is English. Okay, the next one is vocabulary. There are some important words that we often use in self-introductions, such as hobby, hometown, favorite subject, dream, and student. Oke, sekarang Miss mau dengar pronunciation salah satu dari kalian dengan repeat contoh-contoh apa saja yang ada di vocabulary, seperti yang sudah saya sebutkan tadi.
Hobby, hometown, favorite subjects, dream, family, and student.
Excellent pronunciation with yeah. One more thing. When speaking English, pronunciation is important as well. Speak clearly, don't speak too fast, and try to pronounce each word correctly. Remember, confidence is more important than being perfect. Now that we have learned the expression and language features, now let's see how they are used in a complete self-introduction. Please pay attention to the next slide. Now, I like to show you an example of a self-introduction. Tasya, boleh kamu bacakan contohnya?
Yes, Miss.
Oke, semuanya please listen carefully and pay attention to how the information is organized, karena nanti kalian juga akan berlatih speaking. Oke?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Kimi. I am 16 years old and I live in Bogor with my parents and my younger sister. I am a student at Sampurna Academy. My hobbies are reading novels and go-karting. My favorite subject is English because I enjoy learning new things. My dream is to become an F1 driver. Thank you for listening my self-introduction.
Okay, thank you, Tasha. Did you notice that Kimi introduced herself in a clear order? He mentioned her name, age, where he lives, school, hobbies, favorite subject, and his dreams. He also used the expression and language features that we learned earlier. Now, before we continue to the speaking activity, do you have any questions about today's material?
No, Miss.
Mommy.
Okay, great. If there are no questions, it's time for the fun part. Now we are going to practice speaking together. Please look at the next slide. Okay, we have learned the expressions, language features, and seen an example of self-introduction. Now it's time to practice. Today, I'd like you to work with your partner. Since we are learning through Zoom, each pair will perform the conversation directly in front of your friends. Di sini, Miss akan memberikan beberapa situasi interviewing secara spontan untuk masing-masing pasangan. Jadi, pikirkan pertanyaan dan jawaban apa yang ingin diajukan baik-baik kepada pasangan kalian. Try to speak naturally. Remember to include greetings, personal information, and a polite closing. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just do your best and enjoy the conversation. Is the instruction clear?
Clear, Miss.
Hear me.
Okay, great. Let's begin with the first pair. Marcia and Mutia, please turn on your microphones. Your situation is it's your first day at an English course. Whenever you're ready, you may begin.
Hi, is this your first day at the English course?
Hi. Yes, it is. I'm a little nervous because I don't know anyone here yet.
By the way, I'm Mutia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Mutia. I'm Marcia.
Where are you from?
I live in Bekasi. How about you, Mutia?
I live in East Jakarta. It's not too far from here.
That's nice. How old are you?
I'm 6 years old. What about you?
I'm 16 too.
Really? What do you usually do in your free time, Marcia?
I enjoy playing basketball and listening to music. How about you?
I love reading novels and watching movies.
That's interesting. What's your favorite subject, Mutia?
My favorite subject is English because I enjoy learning new vocabulary.
Mine is English too. I hope we can study together.
Of course, it was nice talking to you, Marcia. See you in the class.
See you, Mutia. Have a nice day.
Excellent, Mutia dan Marsha. Thank you for your wonderful conversation. I like the way both of you greeted each to the other politely and asked questions naturally. You also use expressions such as nice to meet you, how about you, and it was nice talking to you. That's very good. Next time, just remember to speak a little louder and a little slower so everyone can hear you clearly. Let's give them a big round of applause. Now, let's continue with our second pair, Diva and Abias. Please unmute your microphones. Your situation is you are waiting for your favorite singer's concert to begin. Please imagine that you have just met each other. You may start now.
Mm, Excuse me, is this seat available?
Yes, it is. Please have a seat.
Thank you. By the way, I'm so excited for the concert.
Me too. By the way, I'm Abias.
Nice to meet you, Abias. I'm Diva.
Nice to meet you too. Is this your first time watching the singer live?
Yes, it is. I've been waiting for this concert for months.
Same here. Where are you from?
I live in Depok. How about you?
I live in Bekasi.
Oh, that's not too far. How old are you, Abias?
I'm 17 years old. What about you?
Wow, so you're actually older than me. I'm 16 years old.
Oh, well, what do you like to do besides listening to music?
I enjoy singing and reading novels. How about you?
I like playing the guitar.
That's interesting. What's your favorite subject?
Math, I think it's really fun.
Mine is English.
Great, it was nice meeting Diva. Enjoy the concert.
Thank you. You too. See you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Diva and Abias. Both of you spoke confidently and naturally. I also noticed that you kept the conversation going by asking follow-up questions, not just answering with one sentence. That's exactly what a good conversation should look like. Well done. Let's give them another round of applause. Now, I'd like to ask everyone, after watching both conversations, what expressions did you hear? Can anyone mention one?
Nice to meet you, Miss.
Excellent. That's one of the expressions. Anything else?
How about you, Miss?
Very good. Yes. How about you? Help us continue the conversation naturally. What about language features? Did you notice any example of the simple present tense?
I live in Depok, Miss.
Excellent answer. Yes, that's a sentence in the simple present tense because it tells us a fact about the speaker. You all did a great job today. Now that you have practiced introducing yourself in different situations, I hope you feel more confident speaking English. Okay, excellent work, everyone. I'm really happy because all of you participated actively in today's lesson. Before we end our class, let's take a few minutes to reflect together on what we have learned today. My first question is, can anyone tell me what we learned today? Siapa yang mau jawab?
Saya Miss.
Okay, Diva.
Today we learn about self-introduction, Miss.
Excellent, Diva. That is absolutely right. Today we learn how to introduce ourselves confidently in English. Now, my second question, what information should we include in a self-introduction? Anyone?
We can mention our name, age, hometown, hobbies, favorite subject, and our dreams.
Very good, Abias. Those are the main pieces of information that help other people get to know us better. Now, I like to hear your opinion. How did you feel after practicing today's speaking activity? Marcia?
I felt more confident, Miss, because we practice speaking in a real situation.
That is wonderful, Marcias. I'm glad to hear that. Remember, confidence comes from practice. The more you practice speaking English, the more natural it will feel. All right, everyone, before we finish, let's summarize today's lesson together. Today, we learn what self-introduction is, what information we usually include, some useful expressions, the language features used in self-introductions, and finally, we practice introducing ourselves through different situations. So I hope that after today's lesson, all of you feel more confident to introduce yourselves in English whenever you meet new people. Before we say goodbye, I'd like to leave you with one message. Don't be afraid of making mistake when speak English. Making mistake is a natural part of learning. Every time you practice, you're becoming a better English speaker. So keep practicing at school, at home, or whenever you have the opportunity to speak English. I believe all of you can do it.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Miss.
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 All right, everyone. Thank you for your attention, your participation, and your enthusiasm today's lesson. I really enjoy learning with all of you today. If there are no more questions, let's end our lesson. Thank you very much. See you when I see you. Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
Thank you,
wabarakatuh.
Miss.
wabarakatuh.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Miss.
Miss.